What's going on, guys? Pepper Belly here, bringing you some Chivalry Medieval Warfare. That is right, the beta finally came out, and I am ecstatic to bring you some sweet gameplay. And sweet gameplay is what you will be seeing right now. Me charging in, pillaging a village with my sword, and awesome team that I got behind me of the Mason Order, because, you know, for the Order, we are the best. Agatha can suck our penors. But basically, I have a lot of things I want to talk about for this game. There are a ton of things I want to talk about for this game. Basically, first impressions, the graphics, absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't noticed already, and look at that sweet decapitation. Holy shit! Like, look at all the blood all over his armor and all the freaking awesome animations you see going on right now. And yeah, bud, it's fantastic. First-person dying scene. You know, you actually look at your arms and you're like, ah, why? You know, screaming to the world as you're dying, like you don't deserve it. Like, why should I be the one to die? You know, it's unfair. Which I agree. I mean, everyone but you should be, you know, dying. That's just the way games should be. But unfortunately, some people suck. Me included sometimes. Sometimes. Shut up. But basically, there's a lot of things that are just fantastic about this game. Now, this was a very early match. I think this was like my first or second game. And I actually was able to play with one of the developers that developed the game. Steve Piggott, I believe his name is. He's on the Kickstarter. Tiberius Bane is his name in-game. And basically, he killed me a whole shit ton of times. So, it doesn't surprise me. He knows the inside and outs of this. Oh, crap, fire. Probably the worst thing in this game is fire. Like, it's just such a terrible way to die. And I love the screaming animations they have for it. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed really hard. I don't know why I laugh at people burning alive and screaming, but it made... Maybe I'm a pyro nutcase, kind of. But basically, it was hilarious. The voice acting and the animations, not the animations, the voice acting and basically just the battle cries and stuff they have in this game are pretty epic and amazing as well. And killing, you know, fucking peasants like that is fantastic. So you guys can already tell this is going to be a very, very long video. It's 20 minutes long. But I have a ton of things I want to talk about that could take like 3 hours to say. So, boom. There you go. First thing I want to talk about is a tutorial. That's the first thing I did in this game. What you do is you basically just start off and then one guy comes up to you and he's like, yo, dog, I'm going to teach you how to play the game. And you're like, okay. I'm not going to argue. And while I mash this guy's face in a few more times, making sure he's dead, I'll go into more detail. So basically, you... shit, brain fart. Basically, he'll just give you a general gist of how to fight, how to move your character, and then after that, you'll go do more advanced combat, which is pretty cool, because then you go... Actually, you have two options. You can go and learn more about the classes, or you can do more advanced combat. I went and did the more advanced combat right away because I was like, why the hell wait, man, when I can just jump right in, fuck shit up. It's pretty much what you do. So you just go in there and it'll teach you more advanced combat maneuvers, more advanced things like faking an attack, which is basically where you, halfway through a swing, you press Q, or if you rebind it, I rebind it to one of my mouse buttons. Basically, you just press that midway through your swing, and then boom, he'll just have like... He'll fake his hit, and if someone falls for it, which I have many times as well, he'll block early. And then as he does that, then you go in and friggin', you know, swat him in the face, stab him through the throat, decapitate him, do whatever you need to do to win. And that's basically how you win. There's multiple ways to actually get around lots of things though, like kicking people. I think it's better than kicking someone in the balls and they die. Or like they're blocking with their shield and you're like, you think that's gonna save you? And you know, you kick him in the shield, and he's like, whoa, stuttered all over the place, and you like charge in there and stab him. It's great because this game just has so much aggression in it that I love about games like this and the medieval warfare. I kind of feel like I was born in the wrong time. I kind of feel like I should have been born in medieval periods so I could do this for real. But then I realized that probably wouldn't be as fun because there's actual pain inflicted on you all the time, so I thought that was a bad idea. I figured I'd just stick to Chivalry. You know, technology's kind of cool too, so never mind. Maybe I shouldn't have been born in medieval times. But basically, that's that. There's so much to talk about. Like I can't even wrap my mind around it. So the team objective games in this are basically... Actually, I was still talking about the training. My god. Anyway, halfway through the tutorial, you'll actually be able to, like, as you're walking to the next location, he'll, like, some random Mason or Order guy will come out and be like, "What are you, Agatha or Mason?" You're like, "Well, if I'm Agatha, I kill you. If I'm Mason, I kill you." "I'll be Mason. More badass that way." And you select, like, "Yeah, I'll be the Mason Order." And then, like, he'll say something like, "Oh yeah, well, you gotta prove yourself." And you're like, "Alright." And you, like, cut off his head, and you're like, "Did I prove it?" Can't really answer me now, can you? So, you know, pretty sweet. And it actually happens a couple times, especially when you're leaving the tutorial and you're about to go, like, embark on actual multiplayer stuff. It'll actually be like, "Oh, you gotta go through this fence, or this certain gate." You go through the gate and 3 guys will attack you at once, and basically you can take on all 3 of them. And these bots aren't that easy either. Like, I got killed the first time. Not gonna lie, no point in being like, "Yeah, man, I slaughtered these motherfuckers." Like, it actually, the bots are pretty skilled, not gonna lie. And, they killed me the first time, and after that I managed to take them out. But basically their tactic is kicking a lot. That's the thing I noticed about bots. They'll tend to kick you in the face all the time. It's really annoying, because it completely jars you, and they can completely jump you and just kill you, especially when there's 2 of them, like, doing it at once. It's like, ah, shit, you know, like, one kicks you, and the other one's immediately following through with, like some kind of melee to completely obliterate you. And, that's basically the tutorial. It ends there. You go onto a ship while you're walking towards a ship, and the ship sails off, and it's like, "Congratulations, you completed the tutorial. Go have fun pillaging villages and killing things online where the game is meant to be played." Holy shit, did you just see that? Fucking decapitate the son of a bitch. Just cut his head off. The thing I really love about this game too is the battle cries. Now, the Agatha have really lame ones, because, you know, they're kind of like fairies. I find Agatha's weak. That's just me. I'm like, I used to play World of Warcraft a lot. Played it for like 4 years or something. And the Alliance to me was kind of like pansy little, you know, fairies dancing around. Like, I don't know, that was just me. And then the Horde were like, "Fuck yeah," you know. So that's kind of how I look at the Mason Order. I mean, they're all red and badass, while the Agatha are like, "Oh, good deeds warrant good winnings." And you're like, the Mason Order's like, "Yeah, well, I fucking raped your wife. How about that?" And you cut off his head while you're saying that mid-sentence. I mean, like, come on. Come on. What would you rather be? Friggin' douchebag that's like, "I planted flowers this morning for my neighbor." And you're just like, "Yeah, well, I slaughtered a village full of, I don't know, let's just say midgets. And now they're all dead, and I'm gonna do the same thing to your village. Haha, you know, I'd rather be Mason Order. You're just more badass that way." And you can see the weapon selection there. There's quite a variety you can pick, and every class has something different. Now, the Archer has 2 different versions of crossbows, I believe. Or, wait, no, he has, I don't know what the 3rd one is. I never used it, but basically there's the bow and arrow, standard. And then there's the crossbow, standard. And then there's something else. I don't remember what it is exactly. Oh, wait, yes, you can throw pole arms. So, not pole arms, javelins. You can carry a shield and have a javelin. You can throw it or melee with it, kind of similar to Age of Chivalry. That's basically what that one is. And then there's the Men-at-Arms, which has, like, maces and a sword. It's more of a lightweight class. He's more built to, like, go in quickly and dodge left and right, just go to town, and just, you know, try to get in close and smash your face in before you have a good chance to react. Then there's the Vanguards, who are more of a lengthier distance player, where he's got a pole arm, so he's got further reach. He has an awesome ability where you can sprint really quickly. You can, as you're sprinting, if you sprint for a certain duration of time, he'll, like, take up a different kind of position where you can follow through with a more advanced strike. So, like, he'll jump in the air. And I actually had a really awesome moment where I had like a claymore type of sword, 2-handed sword, and I sprinted, like, all the way across the map, and I saw this guy and his back was turned to me, and, like, I jumped through the air and, like, cut off both his legs. It was fucking sweet. He just falls on his face and dies, and it was, like, the last guy left, and it was in, like, one of the last night standing gameplays, so it was pretty fucking sweet. You know, and, like, just his blood was spewing out of his kneecaps and shit, and you're like, what? Mason Order? It was pretty sweet. And then there's a Knight class, which just has 2-handed swords, shields, and he's basically the heaviest of all of them. So, like, the Vanguard, it kind of goes in order. Archers, like, the lightest class, obviously kind of useless, close quarters, but they're not totally useless. I mean, like, they can have that little dagger thing of theirs, and they can still kill you even if you're, like, a knight, which happened to me. I haven't actually died by one yet, but I mean, they've gotten pretty damn close. And the only reason why they haven't actually killed me is because I cowered like a pussy and ran away because they were just hitting me too much and I couldn't do anything. They get, like, really close to you, they just keep smacking you, combo hitting you over and over again. You're just sitting there like, ah, shit, what the fuck, like, spazzing and having, like, a friggin' seizure thing going on, like, trying to figure out how to get out of the situation, how to, like, block them or whatever. But that's the thing, like, distance is everything. Depending on how close you can get to someone, how far you can stay away from somebody, depending on your, your class. Where Vanguards are going to want to stay usually further away with their pole arms. Unless you have a sword. Me, I like to be, like, right up close with the Vanguard with the sword, because that's just, I like swords. It's my thing. Medieval is way cooler with swords. Blunt weapons I'm not a huge fan of unless it's like the flail or something, which, that's not incorporated in the game yet, but will be thanks to the Kickstarter being overfunded by $30,000, $85,000 of their total, above $85,000 that they made total, which is pretty sweet. I myself donated $115, so I'm getting a t-shirt, and I got early access to beta, and my name will be in the credits, so right on. But basically, there's a guy right there, you can even see him, he has like that special edition helmet, which I really wish I bought. I think, actually, that might have been Tiberius Bane, I don't know. But there's a very specific helmet you can get if you spent, I think it was $150 or more. You get, like, a limited edition helmet in the game, which I was going to do, but honestly, I just figured that's originally what I put in. I put in $165, because you have to have $15 for the shipping for the shirt and whatnot. And I was really going to do that. And then I was like, no, I can't do that. I have to lower it because, like, I have other things I need to buy. Like, I'm upgrading my PC some more. Like, I'm not finished upgrading it. Like, I built it, but now I still want to put more awesome stuff into it. I'm getting a brand new CPU fan, all this crazy stuff. I just bought myself a Black Widow Ultimate 2013 edition. Cost me like a couple $100 almost, and not exactly 200, but I mean, I got it within like a day, which was sick. I called the guy and I'm like, yeah, can you order this for me? He's like, sure thing, bruh. Calls me the next day, yeah, come pick it up. I was like, what the fuck, seriously? That's the fastest order I've ever seen in my life. Like, when I ordered my mouse, it took like 2 weeks. But anyway, who gives a shit about that? Because I'm pulverizing people, I think. I'm not sure if this guy kills me or if I kill him. Let's find out. I think he kills me, because... Oh no, I kill him, and then the king kills me. Right on. Okay. So, those are the main classes. That's how they work. When you go through the tutorial, it'll actually give you like a brief, quick rundown of every single class in the game. And it's fantastic. So, boom, there you go. And basically, you just get the gist of how to play the game. You get a little bit of combat with some bots. You actually get to kill a couple bots too that have happened to like be moving around in the map. That, like I told you, the guy will come up and be like, "Yo, what are you? Like a homosexual or like some kind of jabroni who likes to eat rice cakes while hanging upside down, playing like fucking ukulele? Like, I don't know, something like that." And then you get to kill them because they're like, "Well, what the hell are you talking about? You're clearly on drugs," and you stab them in the face, and you're just like, "Right on! This game is fantastic." And it's man, I didn't even go to bed. I don't think I mentioned that. I stayed up all night playing this. I got the beta like early in the morning because it came out, and then at like 2 in the morning, and I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm not sleeping at all. And I've been up since then, so almost 12 hours now, and I'm still awake, and I've been playing it non-stop. I only stopped to make this video, literally, that's the only reason why I stopped, was to make this video, because I've been playing it non-stop. So, now, enough of talking amazing things about the game. I gotta talk about the bad things, because that's just the way it works, and this is a beta, and I have to mention some problems so they can fix it. That's how it works. So, issues with the game, frame rate issues. There's some, it's amazingly optimized for an indie game, and I'm not saying that like, ooh, an indie game. Optimized? That's a first. Like, that's bullshit, because most indie games are made excellent, because, well, let's face it, there's no publisher being like, I'm gonna shove a stick that's on fire in your ass if you don't get the shit sorted the way I want it. Which is the benefit of indie developers, because they're like, you know what? I follow my own rules, bitch. So, like, they do what they want, they make the game amazing, and, basically, the game is amazing. Again, mentioning that all the time. Never gonna stop, because it's that good, and you guys are in for a major treat when it comes out. But basically, the frame rate issues, there are some serious lag issues when a lot of people get online. Like, when I was playing this one, it was pretty solid, and it was a great experience, but once people started getting more online, more people were getting access to the beta, the lag started like really jumping. You can see me, I think I'm hovering around 140. I think that's what I saw. Couldn't really see it in the screen. But basically I was hovering around 100, whatever, so at first. And then later on I was around like literally 300 to 500 ping. And then shit was just retarded because people are like rubber banding through each other and like no clipping through each other and just like fucking everywhere at once. And there'll be like moments where you just, like the game will just kind of freeze up and then you'll like appear 30 feet in another side of the room and you're like, what? And then somehow you look at the kill board and you killed like 14 people and like the guy's wife and like set off a nuke and you're like, what the fuck? How did I do that while being like viciously lagged by connection issues? Now I have no idea where the servers are, but I know that Steve Pickett, I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. Saw it on it. Whitby, Canada, Ontario. Not sure, or Whitby, or however you I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. That's actually not that far away from where I live, so I mean, I was thinking like servers should be super local to me, but apparently not, because I have a ping of 500 while other people have a ping of 20, so it's kind of like, what the fuck? But whatever, I'm not complaining. I can still play the game. It's still enjoyable. It still runs great. So boom, that's that. Another issue I experienced right away, which I really wish I would have known now, because a guy named Slygoat on the forums posted basically a temporary fix for it, which is the infinite loading screen. It kind of reminds me of Blacklight Tango Down. Basically, if you quit a level or the level ends, sometimes it'll just kind of disconnect you or kick you out or whatever. If there's a lag issue where like suddenly everyone's running at the corners and you're like, why? How's that? That's not how you play the game. And you realize that, oh, it's because disconnected or something, but it's not disconnecting you. You're kind of just there indefinitely till you quit. And then once you quit and leave, infinite loading screen. And it's just, you see gears in the lower left corner just spinning, and they never stop spinning, and you're like, what the fuck? And basically the way I used to go about getting rid of that is I would Alt F4 it, or close it, and then I'd try to relaunch the game in Steam, and Steam would be like, the game's still running. And you're like, no it's not, I'm pretty sure I closed it. And they're like, Steve's just like, nope, no, fuck you, I'm not taking your word for it, the game's running. To me, the game's still running, and you're like, damn it. So you like, try to close Steam, and Steam's like, no, the program's still running. And you're like, well, son of a bitch. So you have to like, task manager, Control Delete, end program, end the process and all that shit, try to close Steam as fast as you can and relaunch Steam and then start the game again, and it'll work. But this workaround pretty much completely gets rid of that whole needing Steam to like be a pain in the ass thing, because basically all you do is open the command console and type in disconnect, hit enter, boom, there you go. If you're in the infinite loading screen, do that. It works every single time. Hadn't had a problem with it, and it really enhanced my experience that much more because I didn't have to worry about getting kicked out and whatever, because I was incredibly frustrated after like the first game I got kicked out. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, actually right after the tutorial that happened. So pretty annoying. And basically the way I went about fixing it is by doing the Slygo's thing that he talked about, and basically, holy shit, cut off your arm, bitch. But basically, just you won't see the console thing pull up either on your screen. The loading screen will overpower it. So, but it's there, believe me. Just type in disconnect, hit enter, and then boom, you're back at the main menu. Search for more servers, do whatever you want. I don't know, jerk off, hang upside down, do weird things, and then you can play the game again, kill some shit, have a good time. So, a few other things I wanted to talk about is the hit precision in this game. It's very, very accurate compared to Age of Chivalry, because I remember they said in Age of Chivalry was basically, they had the animation of first person to show you how the sword's, like, basically when you swung the sword, and it would have like the animation, but they had to go into the engine manually and draw out the script for like how the trajectory of the weapon would go, and basically they just had to try to match it as closely as they can to the animation they had in first person. And the problem with that is it wouldn't sync up with the third person. So if you were staring at someone outside who was taking a swing at you, and you were like trying to parry it, to him he might have already stabbed you, but to you it just looks like he's just beginning the swing. You know what I mean? Because like it wouldn't sync properly. Things were problematic. This game, everything's perfectly, like, because the actual weapons themselves are physical items in the game, so wherever it actually goes, wherever you swing it, it'll actually hit. So like there's a huge advantage to people if you're pinned up against the wall on the right, for example, and you're right-handed, and the wall's on your right side, and the guy's coming at you from the front. He has a huge advantage, because if you try to swing, your sword's just going to hit the wall, and you're not going to be able to hit him, and you're going to be like, oh shit, he's going to kill me. And the only thing you can really do is just like go for a jab, like you just saw me right there, stabbing motion, and damn it, I cut his head off. Fuck yeah. And basically that's the only way you can really go about doing that, because the weapon actually collides in the real world. And just look at this. Just gore. Absolute amazing gore and disgustingness and brutality in this game. Like, you'll actually kill people and you'll see like their arms and shit hanging off by like skins and like just muscle tissue, and like just retardedly awesome. I mean, like, what other game does that? Mostly it's just you stab them, they just fall over dead. This one you actually see like you can partly decapitate someone. Like, you won't completely decapitate them, but you can actually partly do it. That's how precise the weapons are, where if you do it, if you don't get your sword completely through his fucking neck or whatever, like, it'll obviously just, his head will be hanging off by like a thread of skin. Like, it's actually pretty sweet. This game's just fantastic. And it's basically all I can remember talking about right now. Another thing is that the Mason Order Knight, for some reason, in first person doesn't have the actual correct armor set. It'll look like you're the Agatha Knight. Because like if you look down, you'll even see it right now, I kind of have like the Agatha armor on in first person, but if I were to switch to third person right now, you would clearly see that I was actually, you know, the Mason Order. Big difference. So, you know, minor issue. They did say, because they were doing a lot of talking in the actual game while we were playing, and he mentioned that basically, yeah, they implemented the new model for the Knight, but they didn't do it before the beta. So, yeah, I don't know, it's not a big deal, I don't really care that much. I still have a sword, I can still kill things, that's all that counts to me. So, you know, it's fun. This game is like, probably the greatest game to come out in gaming history. Like, not exactly to be whatever, but you know what I mean? Like, this game is actually really, really good. It's something completely new. I don't think I've ever seen, like, I know it was Mountain Blade, and a lot of people are like, War of the Roses, man. But, like, come on, it's not first person, it's not a very specific combat tactical. You actually have strategy to overcome your enemies. I mean, like, watching Total Biscuit's, like, War of the Roses thing, it kind of just seemed like, oh, just ride along on a horse with a javelin, punch, like, you know, hit people in the face with that. It doesn't seem like there's really a combat, strategic, skillful element to the combat, where there's in-depth skill, and you can even tell, like, as I was progressing later on, I was starting to slaughter the shit out of people. I was posting top of the scoreboard with 30+ kills, because, like, you just get used to how the, you know, each class feels, you get used to how the weapons feel, and you get the idea of how to time your hits and all that shit right, and then you pretty much just fucking obliterate the opposition. It's pretty sweet. So there definitely is a skill curve to this game that most games don't have, which is quite neat. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Take care, guys.